Okay, where do I start? Okay, so history. I was 8 years old and I maybe heard about Buffy. I'm not sure. It may have been because it was a hot guy on it, like Angel or Spike or something. But I saw Halloween recorded because I couldn't stay up that point. I don't remember when it was on in 1998, but that was the first episode I saw, and I got into it from like season 2. So yeah, I had that as a formative show, and the reason why I'm doing this now is because I was doing a rewatch, had a lot of feelings, and I am putting off Life my parents told me for like 2-3 weeks now. So this is why I'm doing a favour every season, because I want to be fair to like the whole 7 seasons. If I just did like a top 5 kind of Buffy episodes, it would be like, what's my line? Everything from season 3, Restless. But I wanted to be fair to every season, so let's go.
Help me? It's okay. I know who you are.
So I like season 1. Yeah, the monsters are cheesy, but cheesy is pretty much the point. And there are really cute rings, which I hope Buffy wears again still. But anyway, Prophecy Girl is my favourite episode of that season because everyone gets a really good acting moment. I mean, not Dave Barones, but he can't act yet, so that's okay. Xander gets, he's friend-zoned, acts friend-zoned because friend-zoned isn't a thing. He acts like an idiot, with Buffy because, oh, someone has to be a vampire to get with you. But he's really brave at the end, so, his good qualities and his bad qualities. And Giles is just lovely, as he always is. Well, not in later seasons, but still. And the look is just, amazing. You've all seen Buffy's dress, which is just in the hair and the curls, and it's just beautiful, because she always is. And there's amazing Willow and Buffy friendship, which I miss and I love, and that's what kind of gets her to, motivates her to get, with the Master. Not with the Master, that's gross. Sorry, I am thinking of Doctor Who again. And the last thing I enjoy is, what do I enjoy? And also, not that I want Buffy to die, because it's very, very sad, but, it gave us Kendra and Faith, both of whom I love. So that is why Prophecy Girl, lazy choosing the final, but, that is my choice.
Who are you?
Who am I? You attacked me, who the hell are you?
I'm Kendra, the Vampire Slayer.
So what's my line part 1 and part 2, that download time definitely took a while, is actually my favourite of the entire show and definitely of season 2. But it's not actually a majority opinion, because I think while most people enjoy this episode, it's not like a big, well, it is big and important, that is why I like it. It's not a like really huge angsty thing, like, you know, Becoming or The Body, which are also really good, but they're not like my faves, because, you know, sometimes I just want to enjoy an episode for like the nice fuzzies. Like, I watched Husbands of River Song, and it's just lovely. But that's getting into Doctor again. Anyway, but the relationships in this episode are just really cute all around. I mean, Cordelia and Xander are just they're problematic, but, you know, they're fun. Bangel, I'm not a Bangel shipper, but they're really cute in this episode. And Willow and Oz, I know Willow is lesbian, and, you know, she is that in the show, but I still like her with Oz. It's a cute relationship. And she doesn't mind rape Oz like she did with Tara. I'm getting into business again, sorry. And obviously Spike and Drusilla are just like my emo teen self's dream romance, and they still kind of are. And the Angel, Spike and Drusilla scenes are, they're pretty hot, but they're also, you know, foreshadowing for later with Jealous. And Drusilla gets to torment her abuser, which is always fun and doesn't happen enough in my opinion. I'm a big Drusilla stan, sorry. We're always Drusilla's defense squad in this house. And there's great fighting with Buffy and Kendra, who, you know, could be a strong character, but she isn't, and, you know, I just love her for that, and I love her wardrobe. It's a great kind of velvety wardrobe, and Giles is just, you know, his nice daddy self. And yeah, it's just a fun, like, what's that trick? And it's just innocently important episode. It's just a really good, enjoyable episode. And we'll go on to season 3 now, which is my favourite season.
Assuming we survive this ascension thing, he's gonna leave town.
Oh, he's a fool. He's just a big, dumb jerk person, if you ask me. And he's a super maxi jerk for doing it right before the prom.
It's not his fault. He's 243 years old. He doesn't exactly get the prom.
But he should, if he...
Well, it's okay. You don't have to make him the bad guy.
But that's the best friend's job. Vilifying and grousing.
Usually, yeah. But he's right. I mean, I think maybe in the long run that he's right.
Yeah. I think he is. I mean, I tried to hope for the best, but I'm sorry. It must be horrible.
I think horrible is still coming. Right now, it's worse. Right now, I'm just trying to keep from dying.
Oh. I can't breathe well. I feel like I can't breathe.
So, season 3, my favourite season. It's just really hard to get a favourite episode because all of them are so good, except for Denman's party. Ugh. But that is for a later video. And Faith is my favourite, one of my favourite characters, and Maya Wilkins is just so delightfully humanly evil, and no later villains can compare. But the episodes I narrowed it down to, you know, they don't include Faith or Maya Wilkins, which is just weird. So I narrowed it down to The Prom or The Wish. And I chose The Prom because in its heyday, Buffy had like this angst, obviously, mixing with this like sweet human optimism, and the prom is just really good expressing that, because the wish is amazing obviously, but it's depressing as fuck, so which is great also. And Vamp Willow is just formative, and informative for many reasons, but I chose the prom. But like I said, I'm not a Bangor shipper, because the age gap, the fact they, you know, they both kind of idolise each other, and I'm not as Buffy, don't worry. Definitely not as Buffy. But they have cute moments too. But we are getting into Bangor. And just for many reasons, even when I was like 10 years old and romanticizing everything, they didn't, something was off about them. Like, they didn't really connect other than like that big dramatic kind of way. But, you know, I've chosen 2 episodes that are just good Bangor episodes. Anyway, but one of the reasons I love it so much is, like Crossy Girl, everyone gets a really good acting moment, like in the sewers where they're just breaking up, and Joyce, you know, I remember being 10 years old again, like I said, and just being like, oh, Joyce was so mean, I didn't like Bangor that much, but he just, you know, he shouldn't have listened to mother. But now I'm 30 years old and I get where she's coming from completely. And Willow's like, oh, yeah, this is kind of coming, and Buffy's like, oh, I can't breathe, no, baby, you deserve happiness, baby. We're a Buffy Defense Squad as well in this house. And Giles just like, you know, oh, he was tortured by Angelus, and he's still like, oh, we need to get you ice cream, and Buffy cares so much about her friends, and the prom protects her, and oh, I'm crying. Oh, my voice is just like, oh, that crying feel. And it's just a really, the Xander Cordelia stuff is just really sweet as well, because, you know, they've always been arguing because lovers walk and cheating, and, you know, he got that dress for her, and I was like, oh, thank you, and oh, I love it. And obviously Anya is entertaining, and even kind of Wesley at this point, and, you know, I have mixed feelings on Wesley. You know, he's interesting later, but he's still a creep. And, you know, you have the emotional maturity of Scone, which is always funny. And it's just a lovely, really sad but heartfelt episode, and I just love it so much.
I wonder about you, the real you. If they find out, they'll punish you. I can't help you with that.
What should I... What's after me? Is it something I was supposed to do? Was I supposed to...
Shh.
What was that?
But what else could I expect from a bunch of low-rent, no-account hoodlums like you? Hoodlums, yes, I mean you and your friends, your whole sex. Throw them in the sea for all I care. Throw them in and wait for the bubbles. Men with your groping and spitting, all groin, no brain. 3 billion of you passing around the same worn-out urge. Men with your sails.
Tara, okay, this really is...
Will!
Buffy! Oh, God.
Come on. Stay low. What did it look like?
I don't know. I don't know what's after me.
You must have done something.
No, I never do anything. I'm very seldom naughty. I just came to class and the play was starting.
Play is long over. Why are you still in costume?
Okay, still having to explain wherein this is just my outfit.
Willow, everybody already knows. Take it off.
No, I need it.
Oh, for God's sake, just take it off.
First of all, can we appreciate this aesthetic clues? It's just witchy, you know, Tara, Willow, etc. So, Restless is my favourite episode of season 4, like the title card said. I mean, it's the season 2 obviously has my favourite one of all time, and season 3 is my favourite season, and obviously season 4 is writing initiative and very, very boring a lot of the time, but very, very funny. I'm watching season 7 now obviously, and I just miss season 4 funny, but anyway, season 4 Restless is probably like my most formative episode, because there's like 2 scenes. There's the fear in Xander's basement, where he's just like, you know, oh god, my dad is coming, and they didn't exactly do an amazing job of showing how his abuse turned him into kind of toxic masculinity, you know, boy, but you know, that's another topic for another time. And the other fave is, you know, when Willow gets her season 4 like persona just stripped off, and it's her season 1 self, and it's just that fear of identity, and oh god, vomitive. And I'm just rambling at this point, but anyway, I love Restless because for all those reasons, and it's just, Buffyverse does like anxiety really well. And even in like Angel season 5 Self Purpose, that just like, I keep saying like, I'm sorry, they just do anxiety dreams really well, and I can't really explain why. It just gets to that kind of innate dread that you have in some dreams. And obviously all the Dawn stuff, and Tara having a big role because she turns out to be the nicest Scooby in season 6 and deserves so much better. And it's just also fun seeing like the meta, of which I assume there's loads, on how some of them really think about each other, because Willow might think of Riley as this kind of well-meaning idiot, and that's just kind of hilarious. And obviously Spike's singing with all he's doing the cross arms, and you can say that's beneath you, but also it's just hogging all the attention. And it's just, I mean, obviously there's racism with the first layer, and Buffy, you're a white girl, don't bitch about her hair, but it's just a really good kind of balls to the wall, funny, cheesy, because obviously cheese, episode, and I love it intensely.
Will?
Tara, baby? Is there somewhere you should be?
They held me down.
No one's holding you. It's the big day, right? Do you want to go?
You're a killer.
This is all set down.
Stay close, but don't crowd her. We'll follow in a minute. Okay, everybody knows their jobs. Remember, the ritual starts. We all die. And I'll kill anyone who comes near Dawn.
Well, not exactly the St. Crispin's Day speech, was it?
We few. We happy few.
We band of bugged.
See? Key? Get it? Because Dawn? Anyway, so I want to explain my choice. So I love the body, even though it's not my favourite because it makes me cry horribly. And like I said earlier, I want to feel, sure, but I also want to be entertained, and that's just like an hour of relatable misery. And I love Fall for Love as well. I don't think it actually meant to see Spike as this poor put upon Wooby who female love interests are just so mean to him, but fandom takes it as that, and it just it does taint my love like a little bit. And obviously the are we meant to see him as cool because he killed 2 women of color slayers? It's but we'll get to that in the worst of when I get to lies my parents told me. Oh boy. Anyway, so The Gift. I really enjoy it because, like, yeah, I don't like season 5 that much. I get why Buffy is traumatized. I, enjoy Dawn. I defend her a lot. And, there are, like, story elements that I like. But the season as a whole just didn't really work for me. But The Gift, the previously on is just, like, amazing. You get, like, slow down season 1 clips. And then it just like speeds up and it's the entire thing. It's just amazing and just gives me nostalgia feels. And the teaser is just, she's just so sad because she's like, she's her sassy but so really sad self at this point. You know what I mean? It's like, she looks like she's gonna cry when she says she hasn't met a vampire, doesn't know her yet, and Buffy, I'm sorry you had to kill Angel even though you loved him. But yeah, that's the difference between that and the body, because I'm like, feels for this one, for a lot of people, they also like crying. How, even if you don't like him at this point, you just, oh god, sobbing. And yeah, Dawn, poor baby. Buffy, poor baby, everyone, poor baby. Except for Xander and Anya, because that was just a horrible idea trying to get married. But we'll talk about that later. So yeah, it was just, everyone is really likable, and like I said, I don't support Buffy. I do support Buffy, Team Buffy forever. But the one where she invites him in and he's just so soft and it's the ruffled hair kind of making me feel things. And I mean, yeah, it really should have ended at this final, because just season 6 and season 7 just, it's like, I mean, I do feel for Buffy in season 6, and this is getting kind of off topic, but I just wanted to get this out. I do feel for Buffy in season 6, but mostly because of Sarah Michelle Gellar's, like, performance face. I mean, she's just trying to keep any kind of happy expression for a fucking awful friend at this point, and she just lies down to misery, and it is just really, I love her, but she should have stayed dead. It would have been kinder at this point. So yeah, that is why The Gift is my favourite episode of season 5.
I'm under your spell. God, how can this be? Playing with my memory. I've been through hell. Willow, don't you see? There'll be nothing left of me. You made me believe.
I don't wanna go, and it'll grieve me 'cause I love you so. But we both know. Wish I could say the right words
that it was
to lead you through this
but I
land.
must do
Wish
what
I could play
I can't
the
adjust
father
to this
and
disgust
take you
with
by the
and
hand.
I just wish I could stay.
Wish I could stay. Wish I could stay.
Wish I could stay.
Oh, season 6. What else could it be? So all the songs are amazing. I will go into details on some of them in a second, but it's just such a good, emotional, insightful episode. Maybe like the last one in season 6 before it comes all about, oh, I'm banging a vampire I hate. But we'll get into that in a second. Because what was the song? It was Give Me Something to Sing About. She has so much resentment in there, and it's just, oh, my friends didn't let me leave, and the song just has so much anger in it, and they all feel so guilty, and you don't actually get much of that later on, and just the resentment and the feels and what we could have had. I'm getting dramatic. I'm having a dramatic dress. Giles's voice is obviously Anthony Shorthead. Go and watch Reaper the Genetic Opera. It's my favourite trash movie. And obviously Emma Benson has such a good voice, and she's such an adorable dancer. And the thing with Spike in this episode is that obviously I love Mr. Red Shirt, and it's interesting that he went from intervention to this with having like ruffled hair and it was all like synthetic, and as soon as like Slightly Dangerous to Buffy, he goes back to slick black hair, and I just miss the red shirt, I'm just saying. But I remember watching this like first time and not really liking his song much, but now I know that early 2000 trends of like those whiny alt rock friend-zoned feeling boys, and he just makes so much sense. I don't even care if it was intentional, it just so funny. He wants Buffy to leave because he'll just end up singing. And there is obviously the Willow Tara thing, but you know, it's this is a good episode just because the magic addiction happened, and because they didn't want her to be an abusive girlfriend, which she was. We'll forget that ever happened for a minute. So yeah, I feel like that was like the last insightful Buffy feelings episode, and I thought I would think it was overrated second time I watched it, but I didn't. I just love it so much.
Du efter en häftig smak. Ska balsk dickvinna våren och dagar Rigo. Du. Perfecto. Ach, varens nero för gnaganana.
Hola. Se fate con kuntes is fan. Se fate met. Wat is er?
Ja, raar. Serben zijn vragen vliegen.
First of all, I want to explain my outfit, because you know how in this season everyone is either in denim jackets or like this really sheer material, like Buffy's top in Lessons and Willow's top in Same Time, Same Place, and that first date thing, whatever she wore, this is kind of nod to it. I have put way too much effort into clothes. But anyway, season 7, it starts well. So Selfless is my favourite because Anya is like the best character at this point. And yeah, she was a little annoying in season 4 when all of her lines were just capitalism or I want to have sex now. But she ended up being one of the best characters. She deserved better. And so this episode just kind of completely dives into her without absolving her for anything, but also really sympathetic. And I actually found out that the guy who wrote this, yeah, he did like bad stuff as well, but he did damage in season 5 of Angel, and just that makes so much sense, because just both of them are just like, oh, this is what you have done and you're going to pay for it, and that's just good. Anyway, yeah, so Buffy she was cold a lot in season 7, and it didn't really make much sense, because Get It Done was just, yeah, Buffy is mean to people who she sees flaws in herself for other people, but, you know, are you really that anti-suicide? You've committed suicide too. But anyway, that's kind of beside the point. So she was really hard but sympathetic in this episode, and she treated Spike right, you know, just get the fuck out of the basement, it's hurting you. And then in an episode later, she's just coddling him and being mean to everyone else, but that's complaining again. We're positive. Xander, you know, I have my issues with Xania, but because he treats her badly most of the time, but he's just really good in the episode, all hearts. And Willow is taking responsibility for her actions, including the one we don't really know, not including the one we don't talk about, because, you know, Tara had sex with her when she was being mind raped, and that is just making Willow a rapist. And didn't I say we'd be positive, but I'm just still mad about that. Thanks, Whedon and company. So yeah, the Hoffren is just amusing in his dark humoured kind of way, and then really scary afterwards, which is just, you know, I love Mia Wilkins. This is like the villains I just enjoy. And Halfret, Callie, Cecily, whatever you want to call her, she's just, you know, enabling best friend, and she's sweet, and I wish she didn't have to die. So yeah, that is my fave of every season. I will be doing a least favourite of every season, because I have, as I've said in many of these segments, I have issues, a lot of issues. Well, issues with myself, but issues with Buffy, obviously. So you can disagree or agree, whatever you really want. You know, this was fun to do. I have a lot of feelings, and I will talk to you all next month. See you later. Love you.